Are you searching for inner peace and enlightenment? Look no further than Buddhism, the ancient philosophy that has helped millions find meaning and purpose in their lives. But what exactly is Buddhism? Let's take a deep dive into the teachings of one of the world's most influential spiritual leaders. Siddhartha Gautama, also known as the Buddha, founded Buddhism in India during the 5th century before Christ. Gautama, born into an affluent family as a prince in modern-day Nepal, was stirred by the suffering he witnessed in the world despite leading a comfortable life. He decided to abandon his luxurious lifestyle and adopt a life of destitution. However, this didn't provide him with the satisfaction he desired. Therefore, he promoted the notion of the middle way, which advocates for an existence between two extremes. After 6 years of searching, Buddhists believe Gautama achieved enlightenment while meditating beneath a Bodhi tree. He spent the remainder of his life teaching others how to attain this spiritual state. Nowadays, there are adherents of Buddhism all around the world. Buddhist monks and nuns shave their heads as a symbol of renunciation of worldly desires and attachments. The foremost monk in Tibetan Buddhism is the Dalai Lama. According to the religion's followers, the Dalai Lama is the rebirth of a previous Lama who has willingly returned to aid humanity. The Dalai Lama also held political power in Tibet until the Chinese assumed control in 1959. In Buddhism, it is believed that individuals can attain liberation from suffering by engaging in meditation and adopting a lifestyle prescribed by the Buddha. The Buddha delivered numerous discourses before his passing, which are collectively referred to as the Dharma. The wheel, which represents the cycle of life and death, is an incredibly significant symbol in Buddhism. According to Buddhist beliefs, individuals are reborn or reincarnated into a different form after death. This form could be that of a deity, human, animal, a hungry ghost, or an inhabitant of hell. Buddhists posit that engaging in positive deeds and holding positive thoughts generate good karma, which may result in rebirth into a higher form. Conversely, negative actions or thoughts, referred to as bad karma, can result in rebirth into a lower form. This endless cycle of rebirth, known as reincarnation, illustrates the transient nature of human existence. As a component of the Dharma, Buddha expounded upon the Four Noble Truths, which are as follows. Life is suffering. Our desires and expectations do not align with the constantly changing reality of the world, which results in dukkha or suffering. The root of suffering is attachment. We wrongly assume that impermanent things are permanent. Everything in our physical world, including our perceptions, ideas, and surrounding objects, are all temporary. Even our belief in a permanent self is an illusion that leads to suffering. The end of suffering is achievable in this life. Similar to moksha in Hinduism, the attainment of nirvana can be accomplished in life through discipline and effort. Nirvana signifies freedom from anxieties, worries, illusions, and the eradication of self-delusion. The way to end suffering is the middle way. It is a route between the extremes of attachment and aversion, which are both types of attachment, resulting in total equanimity. This state is reached through the Eightfold Path. The Four Noble Truths constitute the foundation of Buddhist philosophy. The belief is that suffering arises, in part, due to the transient nature of life. Even if one is happy at present, this happiness is not everlasting. As life is deemed to be suffering, Buddhism's ultimate goal is to end the cycle of suffering, the cycle of continual death and rebirth. The accomplishment of this objective is called nirvana. Nirvana can only be attained by eliminating all forms of greed, hatred, and ignorance within oneself. When an enlightened being dies, it is believed that they achieve a final nirvana and are no longer subject to the cycle of reincarnation and death. The path to nirvana, also known as the middle way or Eightfold Path, prescribes the way in which people should live to attain enlightenment. The Eightfold Path is a set of principles in Buddhism that guides one towards ethical behavior, mental discipline, and the attainment of wisdom. Moral conduct consists of right speech, right action, and right livelihood. In order to practice right speech, it is needed to communicate with kind, compassionate, and honest words, while also avoiding untrue statements. There are 5 principles of non-violence that one vows to follow. To refrain from causing harm to sentient beings, from taking what is not given, from sexual misconduct, also from untrue speech, and to refrain from intoxicants that lead to heedlessness. The principle of right livelihood entails earning a livelihood that benefits society. Disciplining the mind consists of right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. By deliberately focusing on cultivating positive thoughts that alleviate suffering and relinquishing negative ones, the student practicing right effort recognizes that distorted thinking can impede understanding. The practice of right mindfulness involves bringing meditative awareness into everyday life, which can help to reduce the mind's tendency to make snap judgments, lessen its need for stimulation, and sharpen its awareness of the present moment. To achieve pure equanimity and awareness, it is essential to set aside time each day for practicing meditative awareness and rid oneself of unwholesome thoughts, which is the essence of the principle of right concentration. Cultivating wisdom consists of right understanding and right intention. Through familiarizing oneself with the fundamental doctrines of Dharma, the teachings of Buddha, an individual begins the journey towards understanding the wisdom that can be attained in the end, which is the essence of the principle of right understanding. The principle of right intention involves reflecting on the aspiration for all beings to achieve happiness and freedom from suffering, fostering kindness, non-harmfulness, and non-attachment, while avoiding inclinations towards avarice, animosity, and malevolence. These 8 constituents are represented by a wheel and are practiced in unison, since the cultivation of one reinforces the cultivation of the others. The Buddha asserted that one could acquire the virtues outlined by practicing them regularly, just like developing any other skill. And that's it. If you enjoyed learning about the philosophy of Buddhism, you may also be interested in exploring the beautiful Japanese philosophy of Ikigai, which can help you discover your purpose in life. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in our next video.